Hello, it's Renee. Thank you so much for being here and clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. I have some books to show you. I went to this incredible book sale. Everything was $3 or $4, pretty much. A couple more expensive bits for really nice editions, but pretty cheap. And I got some good ones, and I'm very excited about it. I also just did my regular rounds at used bookstores, and I went to a book launch for my friend's mother's book. And so we've got some books. And I really got to put them away because the stacks are getting a little out of hand, and I need some organization. So it's time for a book haul. I will probably not be linking all of these in my bookshop.org storefront, but I will still link my shop. You can peruse the books that I have read this year that I've really been loving, and you can go through the books from other videos, but there's just so many here that it really wouldn't make much sense to do that. But if you're in the mood to peruse, shop for some books online, use books online. Go click the link in the description. For now we just have, I wish, truly stacks in front of me right now. And I'm so excited to show you. I have divided them into fiction and nonfiction, just so we have some structure. Which one should I start with? Okay, nonfiction. Nonfiction. I'll do it. I don't know which pile I'm more excited about. There's incredible ones in each one. So let me just show you. Show you the things you want to see. Let me show them to you. Okay, we're going to start with a trio. We're going to get through these because there's a lot. Okay, so the book launch I went to was for this book called Holiness Here by Karen Stiller. I obviously haven't read it yet because I just bought it at the book launch, but I really like this lady, and I trust that her book is probably incredible. I also picked up her other two books that she had for sale there, The Minister's Wife and Craft, Cost, and Call, which I think is about writing. Yeah, How to Build Life as a Christian Writer. I will also leave a link to where you can buy her books, because these probably are not going to come around secondhand yet. They're all new and fresh. So these three books, a great start. Okay, don't get excited. Don't get too excited. Smoothie, if you're wondering. Okay. Oh, this one I found in a bookstore. The Romance of the Canterbury Cathedral. Sometimes books that you've never heard of just speak to your soul. This one spoke to mine. Oh, this one. I have a book called Elizabeth David's, by Elizabeth David, about Mediterranean food. It looks very similar to this. This one is about Christmas food. And so now I have a little set. And maybe I'll make a whole Christmas dinner. You can't see the pages. Maybe I should bring down the exposure. Meh, maybe you're good. Oh. I love food. I love it. It's so good. Okay, this one was a random one at the book sale, but when it's $3 and it's beautiful, hard to say no. Venice by James Morris. I love books about places and traveling, and I love cloth-bound red books with gold details. So, easy yes on that one. Oh, here we have another folio that I got for, I think, $4. It doesn't even matter what the folio book is. if it's $4, you know? There's probably $4 worth of good stuff in there. But this one, I mean, the cover alone, I paid $4 for that. The Rise and Fall of the Medieval Monastery. Fascinating. I'm really getting into the medieval times these days. Really getting into it. So anything up that alley, it's coming home. It's coming home. Oh, yes. This is Home Economics, Wendell Berry, collection of essays. I really want to read some stuff by Wendell Berry, and I didn't have anything, and I stumbled across this at a little used bookstore, so I grabbed it. Oh, yes. Tom Holland. Tom Holland, I bought this one because I recognize his name. He is a historian on the podcast that I sometimes listen to called The Rest is History. It's a pretty fun podcast. And this is called The Forge of Christendom, The End of Days, and the Epic Rise of the West. And I really like the way he talks about history on his podcast. I find it very interesting, and so I thought his book would probably also be good. And I really enjoy reading about history. Oh, this one. This one is a incredibly gorgeous cover. It's called Biographia Literaria by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And I am going to read The Rime of the Ancient Mariner this year, which is a poem by Coleridge. And this, I'm assuming, is some literary criticism of sorts. Oh, yes. He's trying to marry the twin studies of philosophy and literature. Oh, great. Love it. Love it. Gorgeous. Okay, just a few more nonfiction. All right. This one, I just love an old book. I find them so beautiful. Okay, this is Essays on Mallory, and I snagged this one because one of the essays is written by C.S. Lewis, and I love C.S. Lewis. I'm obsessed with the man, and I've read a lot of his fiction and his Christian writing, but I have yet to really read a lot of his literary criticism and his literature stuff. And I feel like I've been doing myself a disservice by not getting to that sooner. So I got one of his essays, and maybe the other ones will be good too, hopefully. Ah, yes. Oh, going through these, it's like buying the books again, you know? Okay. This is called The Gifts of the Jews: How a Tribe of Desert Nomads Changed the Way Everyone Thinks and Feels by Thomas Cahill. And I grabbed this one. I recognized it right away because it looks just like his other book, which is called How the Irish Saved Civilization, which I read right before I went to Ireland. And it's about how the monks basically preserved a ton of literature over the years in their monasteries. And I really enjoyed it. And so this, I figured it was probably also good. Oh, here we have another beauty. Oh, yes, letters. I love reading letters. These are the letters of Edna St. Vincent Millay. She's a writer. And reading the letters of particular writers is incredible. Because they're well written. And it's so fascinating to see little peeks into people's lives. Maybe I'm just nosy. I don't know. Okay, last two nonfiction. We are steamrolling through. Speaking of C.S. Lewis, we have The Discarded Image. And this one I think it was a new copy. But it was at a used bookstore. Seems very new. I wanted to get a nice edition because this book's been around since the 50s, but this is the only one I've been able to find. So here she is. This is more C.S. Lewis on medieval and Renaissance literature. So I really want to get into that. And then along that same vein, and I'm not sure if these works are similar or if there's overlap or what. But this is called The Allegory of Love, A Study in Medieval Tradition by C.S. Lewis. So I think it's either very similar to this and maybe there's some overlapping essays, or maybe it's just different. He was obsessed with medieval literature. So maybe he wrote a lot. He did write a lot. Okay, let's take a little break. That was all the nonfiction. We're taking a little rest. Give me a little second. I'm back. All right, time for fiction. I love fiction. I love it. Okay. And there's some good ones in here. There are some good ones. Oh, wait. I missed one nonfiction. I put it in the wrong pile. The Road to Oxiana by Robert T. Byron. Again, travel literature. Very excited. I love travel literature. Okay. Nonfiction. Well, although travel literature is kind of in the middle. Sometimes they make stuff up, you know? But sometimes it's real. Okay. Now actually onto fiction. Okay. Where do I start? Let's start here. This Ella Montgomery. Emily Climbs, the Emily series. If you haven't read it, it's so sweet. It makes my heart so happy. I've only read the first one, and I found the third one at a used bookstore and was waiting to find the second one, which I just did, and I'm pretty sure the second one. They don't make it very obvious, do they? Oh yes, Emily Climbs, there it is. So now I can continue on with the series. Very nice. Okay, oh yes. We have, this one I got for $1. Joseph Conrad the Rover. I don't know much about this. Again, got it because it was 1, beautiful, 2, $1, and 3, I like Joseph Conrad's other stuff. So, it seemed promising. Oh yes, I also got this lovely Wind in the Willows copy. Oh, the illustrations. The little froggy in the train. Gorgeous. Ah, yes. Plays by Oscar Wilde. Salome and Other Plays. The Literary Life, are we surprised, is doing An Ideal Husband by Oscar Wilde. And that play was in here. And I just love this little cute edition. I had found An Ideal Husband earlier, but the book literally had a movie cover. And that's a hard no for me. That is a hard no. So I'm glad I found it in another edition. Oh, this one is so beautiful. I love these deep red with a sleeve, leather. Oh, this is David Copperfield. Yeah, by Dickens. I also love these tiny versions of big, long classics, because this book is pretty beefy, but when you have it this small, I can literally fit this in a lot of my pockets. And it becomes very portable and therefore very readable for me. So beautiful. In the same edition, we have Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. Yeah, what are these? Library of Classics. I don't know what these editions are called. Just Library of Classics, I guess. Ooh. Get back in there. Beautiful. Yes, E.M. Forster, Passage to India. I think my book club's reading this year. I love when I can find all the books we're reading secondhand. It's so nice. Oh, we have a Louisa May Alcott, Who Are Little Women. This is Under the Lilacs. And just so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Oh, yes. I found a copy of Anna Karenina, which is great because that was on my hard books I want to read list. And now I have a copy a little closer to actually reading it. It's nice. It's a nice copy. What else is there to say? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna bring these up. I'm gonna bring these up to my lap. This one was so cute. Why don't they make books like this anymore? Why? This was a little novel by Gaskell called Cranford. At least I think it's a novel. I'm assuming it's a novel. Oh. Winnipeg Stationery Book & Co. I love how books just get around. Ah, like, are you kidding me? I'm just so appreciative that I can get these books and I can have them, and I can see them, and I can hold them, and I can read them. It's just so good. Oh, yes. Dante Vita Nuova. A classic I want to read. Now I've got it. Oh, we have a couple more Fooly Who's. We have the Plums, P.G. Woodhouse. Like, I'm just blown away that I got all of these, most of these at one book sale. Like, this one has, like, this folio has not even been opened. My question is, who are these people who get new folio editions, especially if something like P.G. Woodhouse, and don't even open them? Who are these people? And part of me wants to be your friend so that you just give them directly to me. We don't need a middleman. But literally, where are you? Who are you? Okay. Oh, yes, and then we have a Kipling Folio Society. Did I even hold this up, or did I just look at it myself? I might have just looked at it myself. P.G. Woodhouse. Gold. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I feel like I just keep saying the same thing over and over again. I'm sure I've used the word incredible a bajillion times. But 21 Tales by Kipling. Lush. Lush, lush, lush. And okay, we're gonna move these over here. It's actually a very precarious situation I've got going on right now. All right, just a few more. And by a few more, I mean like a dozen. Just a dozen. This is Under the Greenwood Tree by Hardy, right? Yes, Under the Greenwood Tree by Hardy. Beautiful little novel. Oh, this one was very exciting for me because it's a series of unfortunate events. The original editions, it's a third book. And I read these tons as a kid. And I had all the original ones. I kind of got them, like as I was reading them, pretty soon after they came out, I think. Maybe not. But the first three I had in like a collection. They were in a big volume bound together. And I didn't love that. And I wanted the 1, 2, and 3 separate hardcover like this. And so I've been keeping my eyes open for them in used bookstores. And I finally have all 3. This is the only one that I still needed. Sorry, I just really cannot move on until I get this sticker off. There we go. They're just so, like for kids' books, they're so nicely done. Okay, we have Dante, the Divine Comedy. I have read this once before, but it was a different translation. It was the translation by, what's his name? Robert something, maybe. I'm not sure, but I really wanted to read the Dorothy Sayers translation next. And so I got these three, which are Dorothy Sayers' translation of the Divine Comedy. This one's also cute. The Black Tulip has its own little... The Black Tulip by Alexander Dumas. Again, a gorgeous little novel. Red, gold. Maybe I should do a video where I just grab all of my red and gold books. That could be nice. There's a lot of them. All right, second last, we have The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. I almost said Hugo Boss. By Victor Hugo. I think my book club's reading this year, or within the next year. So grab that. Okay, now, the pièce de résistance. I've saved the best for last. Let me see if I can pick this up without knocking anything over. It is more than one, but it's a set. Okay, it's a set. Oh, do you see? Look at this. Do you see all these? Oh, they're all blue and gold, and they are all by Sir Walter Scott. This is The Betrothed. They're these cute little editions. I think the pages are gold even. Wow, fancy. And they're just little and beautiful. And I have so many of them now. I don't know if this is the complete set. Actually, I know it is not, because I noticed there's only volume 2 of Ivanhoe and not volume 1. And I did, if you remember, if you're paying attention, I also bought Ivanhoe in a different edition, and I had picked that one out before I stumbled across this. And let me tell you, the book sale was crazy. There were so many people that I didn't actually realize that I had 2 copies. But, I mean, I don't have 2 copies because I only have half of this one. But that's okay. Having more than one copy of a good book is not a bad thing. I can just give it away. I can gift it, put it in a free library, etc., etc. But I'm excited to go through all these and look up and see if there's ones missing or how many there are. Oh, I don't know if you... Oh, wow. And this... Guess how much this was? This whole set? $7.50. I almost lost my cool, and I thought, for that much, I'll risk it. And worst case scenario, I give them away if I don't want them. Wow. That was all of them. That was it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I have really been growing my library pretty intensely this year, 2024. This might be the most books I've ever bought in a year. At least up to this point. So it's a big collection year for me. It's also going to be a big reading year, because it always is a big reading year. I just get so excited about reading after looking at all my new books. But I love a used book. Shop used books, my friend. They're so nice. They're so beautiful. Support your local booksellers so they can eat and so that they can buy books. Thank you for being here. I will see you again soon. Have a good day. Bye.